Hey everyone, welcome to your Capricorn Super New Moon reading that's going to be happening on January 2nd of 2022. So first of all, Merry Christmas. These are coming out on Christmas Day, so if you celebrate Christmas, a very Merry Christmas to you. And I'm excited for this reading because I'm going to do a reading for each of the zodiac signs. But first of all, I just want to talk about, it being a new moon is all about a new beginning that's coming about and perfect for a new year, the start of a new year. So we have that new moon energy coming in, but as I mentioned, it's a super new moon as well, which a super moon is, like the Earth, the trajectory of, or the orbit of the moon around the Earth is not like a perfect circle. So like, let's say if this was the Earth, it's more of an oval shape. So when it's close to the Earth and when the full moon happens, it's a super new moon because it is actually closer to the Earth. It's not like significant where it's like, super, super close, but it's closer than it is normal. So it appears bigger than it normally would. That's why it's called super, but it also impacts like the tides and impacts our emotions. Usually moons impact our emotions anyway, but when the orbit is closer to us, it is even more amplified. It's even more influential. So just be aware of that. And of course, this is going to be the Capricorn New Moon, which I'm going to talk about the influences of the Capricorn energy around the new moon here in just a moment. But it's also, I wanted to mention that there is this cyclical, like there's always a cycle of a new moon to a full moon, back to a new moon every 28 days or so. But there's also the signs rotate about every 6 months. So like this new moon in Capricorn is the ending of a cycle of when it was in a full moon in Capricorn, which was back on June 22nd of this year. So if you look back in June of the 22nd and see what was going on around that period of time, the endings that start to happen as the light moves away from the full moon to the new moon is the letting go of things. It's the changing of things. So from the last new moon before that up to the June 22nd full moon in Capricorn, there was growing, there was, amplification, forward progression in whatever seeds you planted on that new moon in Capricorn before. And then you get up to the full moon, and then the full moon to the next new moon is about the changes that you make to prepare for this new moon coming up. So if you want to kind of look and see what has been falling away or changing since June 22nd up to this point, that'll also give you an idea on, what's going on there. All these cards are from this deck here too, just in case some people have asked. Moonology Oracle cards. So if you love these, it has a great little book that comes with it that really goes into the influences and some of those things as well. But for the Capricorn new moon, again, it's a time for like this newness that is coming in. The energy is so perfect to set like new goals. And make new concrete plans, even take a step or two towards those plans, especially if it's towards your professional life. And if you're like have something that you're doing as a dream that you're doing on the side, it could even be about how making that your profession, your career, instead of just a hobby and something that you love to do on the side. Because the time is ripe for new, improved work cycles. And so it brings this ambition, this feeling and energy to build, and really a lot of energy to put in a lot of hard work. So it's a good time to like make a list of your hopes, your dreams, your ambitions, your intentions for the year ahead. And you can even have like a little mantra that says something like, the harder I work, the more blessed I get. And so this does have a lot of work energy behind it, as far as you feel motivated. You do want to do the work and invest it to get what you want to do. So it's a great time to, put those plans together and make a movement forward. But we're going to dig into each of the individual zodiac signs for more specifics for you. And we're going to jump into that reading right now. All right, my Leos, this is your Capricorn super new moon reading. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Just see what the Creator wants you to know overall for the 3-week period around this super new moon. That'll be the week before the new moon and the 2 weeks after. So for our Leos, Creator, what should you like them to know? Okay, actually, you get 2. Aren't you special? And you are. You've got Focus, card number 14. It's a beautiful card there. And I'll zoom in there so you can see that's a beautiful butterfly on the kind of the third eye area. And you got Nourishment, card number 7. Right. And because this one is the full moon, and this one is the new moon, this is the one that they want me to read here, which 7 is half of 14, which is halfway to the full moon. Interesting. So we'll see. We'll see if they have me read 14, but I don't think so at this point. So this is Nourishment, and this is focusing on nourishing. So choose to nourish your mind, your body, and your spirit. Feed your values. When you're jealous or envious, it's a sign of what you are actually hungering for. So pay attention to your health. And then affirmation of this, of course, is I choose to nourish myself. All of us have a set of values that are as individual as our fingerprints. Sometimes we aren't sure what they might be if asked, but unconsciously we know. How do we know? Because if our values are not being met or lived, we rebel. We get angry, sad, depressed, irritable, or stuck, or we take the chaotic choice in our decision making, and commonly our relationships in life are not harmonious. An example of this might be someone who has a strong value of honesty being asked to manipulate the truth every day in a sales job, or someone who highly values peace being surrounded by loud, drama-filled people who are just the opposite of peaceful. So meeting our values and living by them is a sure way to nourish our being. We feel more complete and fulfilled if we're able to do that. Additionally, it probably isn't an exaggeration to say that the Western world is obsessed by food for the wrong reasons. Food is often used as a pain relief, with many people overeating due to anxiety or pain. So food becomes a diversion rather than something that is nourishing or even simply enjoyable. Learning to nourish bodies purely to give them what they really need is a key to mental and physical health. And the companion stone for this is emerald if you're into stones or crystals. So, and I love that. And toward the end there, I really got this message that this, about nourishment, this does have to do with your body, but it also has to do with, like it said, nourishing your mind, your body, and your spirit, and your life. And so sometimes we're eating things that are not healthy for us, that are not towards our own dream, not towards what we're wanting out of life, but we've taken them on because that's what other people have given us. And so this focus on nourishment goes beyond just what you eat with your mouth and what you absorb into your body, but what you're absorbing into your life. We're going to get some clarification on that through these Revelation Tarot here. And we're just going to look at the week before the new moon, the week after the new moon, and 2 weeks after the new moon. So we're going to have 3 different stacks or 3 different piles here. And first of all, for the week before the new moon, okay, there we go. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you've got, oh my goodness, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my gosh. And you know what? Yours is going to be unique, of course, because they are like, we want to tell a story rather than have it be all the three. So that is interesting. And they want to do it like a horseshoe for some reason. So we will do that here. We always go with the flow here at Bretta Zen. All right. So the first card here is the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is the peace of mind card. Because swords are your thoughts or beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And they're usually like sleeping on one of the Ace of Swords, and then the other three swords are like up above or up on the wall or something like that. And what that represents is that the Three of Swords is like our expectations, and expectations equal disappointment. It's all those things in the outside world, all those non-nourishing things that we eat and we try to consume in our lives that we think are going to make us feel whole and complete and healthy and nutritious, right? And I'm talking about in the areas of relationships and circumstances, our bodies, and our possessions and bank accounts, all those things. And the other sword that you're sleeping on is the Ace of Swords, which allows you to see capital T truths, to see those things that would truly nourish your life. And it allows you to cut away those thoughts and those beliefs that no longer serve you. So you do have this strong foundation, because fours are like a table with four strong legs. It's a very strong table, right? So you have a strong foundation that's coming in with your thoughts and your beliefs as you look into this and as you challenge what you're thinking here. And then they bring in the Empress, which is all about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So definitely taking care of you. It is about new birth, creativity, and, this new flow and emotion and, and all that. But it's a free flowing feeling that comes from it. So this new birth that's coming in here really has to do around your self-nurturing and taking care of yourself. She, has this brightness about her. It's like almost the feeling of like a 2-year-old when they are doing what they want to do and they're expressing themselves and they want to be themselves. And then, of course, society and parents and everyone else bring in all the shoulds and the supposed tos, the need tos, the have tos, and through praise and punishment, which comes after this with the Emperor and the Hierophant. The 3 is the Empress, number 4 is the Emperor, and number 5 is the Hierophant. And this is all about, before that, you have this freedom, like this free flowing in nature, before you get all these expectations that were coming. And so this is like this beautiful feeling of return to feeling free again. And so you're realizing it, you're cutting things out, you're having this free feeling that's coming, which brings you, to the 3 of Wands. Wands is your drive, your ambition, your spark, your aha inspiration, your spiritual energy, and your energy as well. But the 3 of Wands is really like changing plans, altering plans, because the 2 of Wands is normally, getting from point A to point B and to C and to D, and it has like, you make all these plans on what you're going to do with this new spark of energy. But then you come to this fork in the road where you're like, you know what? I was wanting to do those things because of all these expectations, because of all these shoulds and supposed tos. But when I get my newfound freedom, then I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to alter my course, and instead of going this direction, I'm going to go this direction. Or even it can be not as drastic. Instead of going this direction, I'm going to go this direction. And that's okay. You got your 3s and your 3s going on here, so you really have this beautiful creativity and way of expressing your life that you want to do that. Which brings you to this turning point, which is this card here. And you've got the Tower. Yeah. Don't be afraid of the Tower. It's not a bad card. Usually, I love the Towers because usually it'll show a big lightning bolt and someone's getting blasted out of it and someone's leaping out of it. And there's this beautiful story that comes with this Tower. And it's kind of like, it starts with the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune card for me tells us that before we come down here, as this beautiful, powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that we are, our soul on the other side, it determines that, okay, well, I'm going to come down here, I'm going to enter the game here, and I'm going to leave the game here. And when I enter the game here, this is the avatar that is going to represent me, or the character I'm going to play in this human form down here. And here's all these fated events that I want to have happen so that I can experience all these emotions that are not, we don't experience them, back on the other side in that place of powerfulness. Here is our shadow and our small human self. We can experience those feelings of fear, feeling limited and powerless and small, and betrayal and sadness and all those juicy, delicious emotions. And we experience all that because all these fated events are designed to bring at least the opportunity for them. But within each of those fated moments, we still have the power of choice. We get to choose what something means about us. So we get to choose what story is given to that, and also what emotion we're going to feel. Is it going to be an extreme emotion of unconditional love, or an extreme emotion of fear, or something in between? So within each of those fated events, we get to choose what that means, which brings a beautiful message of life happens for us. It doesn't happen to us. It is not this out of control drama train that's about to dramatically leap the tracks and dramatically explode in this gorge as it, falls off and blows up. So it is more like a monorail, like at Disney World, where it's connected to the track. It doesn't fall off. It's a smooth ride. It has its exact stops that it stops going throughout our life. And so it's a beautiful message. Then enters the Tower. So the Tower tells us that, there's been something in our life. It's either a relationship of some kind, whether it's romantic, family, friends, work, with our fur babies, animal babies, whatever it might be, or a situation like work or education, something like that, or our bodies, or our possessions, or our bank accounts. There's been something that's been in our life on purpose for a purpose, so we could experience all these fated events. Well, there's this thing here, it's the Tower, and in order for us to experience these other fated events, this Tower, whatever it might be, needs to be removed out of our life. And so this Tower represents something being removed during this three-week period. So I almost feel like this is week 1, this is week 2, this is week 3. So the week before the new moon, the week after the new moon, and then the second week after the new moon. And I'm not sure they had to go that way, but they like to do it that way. And I'm going to put this, I don't know what H means. Health, maybe. But the other thing about this, when I talked about someone getting blasted out by the lightning bolt and someone leaping out, is that if you are in tune with spirit, meaning that you are on the same wavelength, same frequency, which is of unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, if you're in that space, in that energy, you can hear spirit counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can, if you so wish, remove it out of your life beforehand without experiencing the shock treatment. But don't beat yourself up if you don't, because a large portion of us love that shock treatment, and we all love experiencing everything up to the last possible second. So just know that you do have that power if you happen to be hearing the countdown. You're not out of control of it. If you want to remove it, you can. Otherwise, it will be removed for you. It's not going to happen to you, right? Which brings us, they want to go back this way. So they went up here and you've got the Hanged Man. So this is about seeing things from a higher perspective. So you are hanging upside down from a tree, and I'm not sure. Usually it's interesting here because in the Revelation card they have it different ways here. So, you are definitely connecting to the upper realms, seeing things from a different perspective, from a higher perspective. And that is because of this happening for you, not happening to you. And so, you really are getting this beautiful revelation about what is for you in your life, what is healthier for you? What is your dream? And so this little journey that you're going through is like, I almost have like a, one of those little handheld sifters, that's really finely tuned, and it's like the stuff is being poured into it, and only the fine stuff that is meant for your next adventure is what is seeping through and what you're able to do. So you're doing this nice sifting of things in your life during this period of time here. Yep, Ace of Pentacles. Pentacles is the outside world, and aces are all about new beginnings, new opportunities that are coming in the physical world. So it's very aligned with this because what's being cut away is allowing for this new, like a new opportunity, this new event, this new situation, this new relationship, new finances, new stuff. There's all this newness that's coming in, which is in total alignment with this new moon, this super new moon. So definitely it's worth going through this, because this is going to be such higher knowledge and higher opportunities coming in that are in alignment with your next phase of your life. Which brings us back to this final card here, which is Temperance, balance. Temperance is also, you get to experience this, they don't have it in here, but usually I think there's like this, an actual scale on there, and it's this balancing out of things in some of the tarot cards. Others, it's like you're holding two cups. One of the chalices is your human side, and the other chalice is your higher self, your spiritual self. And what's in that one is the living waters. It is almost has Aquarian energy, like the star card, where the star card, they're pouring out these big vases on both the land and the water. The Temperance card usually has someone with one foot in water and 1 foot on land, but it's doing this alchemical kind of process where they're an alchemist, and they're pouring the water from the heavens into the cup down below. And so it's like this opening up of this new beautiful energy, this new nourishment. And the nourishment, the most nourishing thing that the Aquarian energy brings, which is what this is reminding me of, is that the Aquarian energy brings you this beautiful message of allowing you to taste of the heavenly waters, those living waters of unconditional love. Allows you to realize what you're truly thirsty for, what you're truly hungry for, what you're truly wanting. And then you realize what you're not wanting, and that's when you let it go. So there's this beautiful deliciousness that comes in to the second week after the new moon. So you're learning a lot, and it's coming to, this head here. But then this tower thing happens during the week after the new moon, which just really opens up your life in beautiful ways, and it allows all this to just flow forward. And it's like, it's almost like being in a dark, they're showing me like a dark room where you can't see. And then suddenly someone lights a torch, and that scares you and it frightens you because you're not used to the light, and it startles you, but then it illuminates the room and you get to see all the beauty around it. And that's what is happening. This is like the darkness that you've been in. This is the spark that happens, that lightning bolt. And then you're able to see all this beauty in your life, and stuff starts to unfold for you. So, maybe this H is for hell yeah, because I am loving this process for you here, because focusing on your nourishment, on yourself, is the process. And I'm really excited because I feel like this is just the beginning. Like I said, this takes you up to the next full moon energy starts to impact you. And I really feel like that is when things really start to happen for you, because you've got the new moon at the 7 here, and then the full moon here at 14. So I'm excited to see what this brings for you when we get around to that. But enjoy this process and this journey. We don't have to rush ahead. Just know exciting things are coming after this as well. All right, well, I'm going to leave the reading there. I do want to let you know, in addition to these readings, I also do like monthly readings for each zodiac sign, weekly element readings, energy updates for like the fire signs, water signs, etc., and a few other readings throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on those and be notified immediately when they become available, if you haven't done so already, just click the subscribe button down below, and that's going to make this notification bell pop up. If you click on that, then you can select the setting to be notified right away. And also, if you're enjoying these videos and you'd like to help share them with other people, what you can do, if you give me a little like thumbs up and click the like button, what that does is it makes the YouTube algorithm share the videos more with other people. So if you want to help share the love and share the messages, if you do that, it's a very easy way to do that. No pressure at all, ever. But if you do want to do that, I definitely appreciate it. All right, well, just know as you're going throughout this 3-week period and every second of every day of your life, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing 3-week period. And again, Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you very soon. You take care.